Welcome to Random Tandem, everybody. It's our Halloween edition. Happy Halloween, freaks. Okay, are we live again? Hey, old guy, pop in here real quick. Do I have to redo that opening? Awesome.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome to Random Tandem again. It's our Halloween edition. Happy Halloween, freaks. Today we're going to be talking about UFOs. And my whole thought on the UFO situation is this. If they are visiting us, my only opinion on that is we are not getting their best and their brightest. That's for sure. I think we're getting some kind of like fraternity pranksters type of thing. Like they're like, all right, you want to be in the fraternity, right? They're like, yeah, man, I want to be in the fraternity. It's like, okay, here's what you got to do. You got to go down to Earth and you got to probe somebody from Alabama. And they're like, all right, let's go probe somebody from Alabama. And they fly down here and then they do all that. And while he's probing the guy from Alabama, his fraternity brothers, they're all drunked up. You know, they've been drinking all night long, doing the fucking wacky weed from space. Then they see the guy's wife and they're all in there plowing on her while this guy's fucking getting probed. And that's how we got this whole alien hybrid situation happening. It's just a theory. It's just a theory. Tune in for more. Without further ado, that is my opening stupid monologue. Welcome to Random Tandem. The guy behind the scenes making everything happen. Mr. Old Guy, pop back in, my man. Thank you for being here. You're muted. Thank you for being here. Thanks. You're still muted.
Yes, I'm still muted because I have family.
Right.
I have family at home, and they're talking. And I just look. I'm going back in the background. Thank you very much.
And that is Mr. Old Guy, the man making everything happen with all that ruckus going on. And without further ado, there's our most regular guy. We got Rob Coleman joining us tonight. How you doing, Rob?
Doing good. Had to adjust my camera so you don't see the cocaine on my desk.
Good call. Good call. Jonathan Hamill joining us tonight. How you doing, John?
I'm doing franktastic.
Franktastic. Alexa Irizarry, everybody's favorite comedian that always gets introduced from Mansfield, but I do believe she's from Cleveland.
Yes. I'm excited to be here tonight. Like, my butt's already sore from getting probed, so I'm excited to talk UFOs.
Look out! Marco on the bottom with another wacky green screen effect happening. What's going on, Marco?
What up, guys?
It's great. We don't have to see his face.
Yeah. Backstage behind the scenes before the show, that Captain Caveman, whatever he's got on get up, is a onesie zip up leotard or something like that. We saw a little too much of Marco.
Sexy.
Yeah, right.
So let's kick it right off. We're talking about UFOs.
Don't do that. No.
Where do you guys fall?
No, bad Marco. Bad Marco.
Where do you guys fall on UFOs? What do you think? Are they real? Are they fake? What's going on with the UFO scene?
They're absolutely real. They absolutely are real. That's why Trump created the Space Force. Because, I mean, oh wow, I'm full screen. Okay, let's go. Area 51, Space Force, all of the stuff that they have had happen with airplanes and airplane pilots and the stuff that they've seen. Absolutely, UFOs are real. Is there anything we could do about it? No, just continue to take pictures and talk about it. But they absolutely are real.
Jonathan Hamill.
Yeah, I mean, they're among us, bro. I don't know what to say.
They are among us. Alexa, what do you think?
Oh, they're definitely real. They're definitely real, and they like to watch.
I don't know what they're seeing at your house, but I'm sure they want to watch.
They like to watch?
Marco, aliens, UFOs, what's up?
I'd like to believe they're real. I mean, I'm a believer, but I'm also a big skeptic too. There's a lot of bullshit out there.
I think we can all agree on that. A lot of bullshit out there.
What Jonathan said earlier. What did you say, Jonathan, about aliens that are coming to the planet? They're not sending their best, right?
I mean, I feel like that's kind of what he just did in a way.
Who are they sending? Who are they sending? What was the joke you made?
Moon rock dealers and their probers. I don't remember.
And they're rapists and they're murderers, and they're gonna take the women and take the jobs. So
we need to build a wall in space. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we need like
and
on
then
the
we'll make
Simpsons.
the aliens pay for it.
No, the fourth dimension will pay for it.
The fourth dimension, and they'll have to go through Saturn. It'll be a beautiful route. Beautiful, the best
Saturn
route
after
ever.
a slingshot right around Uranus. Bam.
Moonawana.
Do you think
I mean,
aliens have like better drugs?
Do you think aliens have better drugs? What, are you kidding me?
Absolutely. I mean,
Like,
Judas Priest.
Okay, so we're still at the phase of fighting over paper and rocks, and they're traveling to other realities far from theirs.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think there's a lot of evidence saying that we done been in them places too, even though we're primitive.
Shit.
I love how we love to think that in the movies. I love how we like to think that in the movies a jet plane can go up against an alien spaceship.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
They do that shit now. They just get burnt.
Smith can outfly a goddamn spaceship in a damn.
If the conspiracy theories are real,
light years of distance and travel, and then you get here and get dogged out by an F-15. I don't think so.
Right.
By Will Smith, no less.
It's only because it was Will Smith. Bruce Willis.
No, didn't his son do some shit afterward?
He's got to be in a one-on-one with a guy. He can't dogfight you.
That's how you fly a jet.
I don't want to close my eyes.
You know what's kind of fucked up?
I don't want to fall asleep.
In that movie, think about the fact that, like, in the scene that it's played, it's the thing with Ben Affleck and his daughter.
What?
Tyler's daughter, Liv Tyler.
Yeah, pretty creepy. I always thought the same thing.
She's the love interest in that scenario when it's used in the movie.
I'm serious, man.
Singing a love song to your daughter in a
mom and
feature
I
film.
miss you, baby.
That must have been a Weinstein production. Bam.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or a Polanski. It could be a Polanski movie.
The only one that kind of made sense to me was War of the Worlds, when they came to the planet and was basically whooping our ass. But then they found out that they could get like measles or some shit.
Well, that's what I keep saying, man. Everybody keeps saying like these aliens are supposedly so technology advanced and shit like that, that they're so much better than us. But you know, we I'm sure have our aspects on their end too. So they got a fast fucking car. We got COVID. You know, we can sneeze on a motherfucker. You're dead. What's all that? You got a lightsaber, bitch. Hachoo.
Now
what?
Now what?
What you talking about, Willis?
Cortez and the flu wiped out the Aztecs. Don't tell me we can't take out a couple legions of aliens. With
go give them a couple blankets. Oh yeah, you guys can come in. Come in. You take these blankets and go sit in them cages over there with your kids.
Yeah.
Measles.
I think if aliens did come down, it would be like that V situation. If you ever watched that TV show,
yeah, that'd be more
like
realistic.
Real friendly. They would be like real friendly, like, hey, yeah, here's some technology, and behind the scenes they'll be eating like our homeless and.
I mean, that takes care of population control.
Here.
Yeah, do y'all remember V? They look like people, but they were actually like.
Dude, I bought the Blu-ray, dude. I loved that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Jonathan's trying to talk. I couldn't hear him over you guys.
Oh.
There's at least like 11 or 12 different races that visit here, something like that.
Oh, there's 37.
Is it 37?
Well, according to one book, and then there's a Russian one that says there's hundreds of them. But the main thing that goes around the UFO community is 37 of them.
Why do I feel like blacks would still be last on that list for some reason in America? You're not gonna follow the blue bitch. You're gonna follow me. You're not gonna follow the blue bitch around the store. The blue bitch got 6 arms.
That's Hindu. Those are the Hindu ones.
You really gonna follow me and not the purple motherfucker?
I could breathe smoke, bitch. I got lasers coming out my eyes. What are you doing? He's giving you bread and fish.
Like the banner says, does anybody think that there's a big government cover-up happening right now over this whole thing?
Started back with Eisenhower, man. That was all that technical shit I said you earlier.
Dude, I really believe they say that Germans were like some of the first ones to turn alien technology into like real shit. That's why they was whooping everybody's ass in the war.
Well, in moderner times, but like if you go way, way, way back, like Aztecs and Mayans and all them shits, each one of them old school religions all got some kind of weird UFO type shit in either their hieroglyphics or even in their mythologies.
Well, I'm just talking about like we talking about like government cover ups. So
yeah.
Right. So as far as government cover ups go, I think when we got those German scientists, a lot of people don't talk about this, and there's a good series.
Whole bunch of
series on Amazon with Al Pacino. What was that series called? It just came out.
Hunters,
yeah. And they talk about that a little bit about how Nazis got kind of
Operation Paperclip.
Society.
Yep.
What was the name of it?
Operation Paperclip.
Project Paperclip.
Yeah, real shit. You know, they had to find identities for these German scientists that they brought over here.
They also had a lot of occultists working with NASA back in the day. Like Aleister Crowley was working with NASA for a while.
Yeah, I don't believe that Crowley bullshit, but I definitely believe those German scientists. You know, because think about it. Microwave ovens came out of nowhere, and we just accepted it. That can't be something that some dude just invented. Like, do we even know who invented microwaves?
They reverse engineered from Roswell, microwave technology.
Yeah. Like, do you know who invented microwaves? Like, do they credit anybody for that?
But like I think like if oh my god, I flipped my headphone out. But like no, like if aliens like came up with like microwave technology, they must be like really primitive. Because like every box says like 3 to 4 minutes, it doesn't cook properly. Like those would be the jankiest alien inventions.
Fucking all nasty on the outside, fucking lava hot on the inside, or vice versa.
Not an exact science. It's a reverse engineering.
Like, could you imagine aliens just sitting around eating Hot Pockets? Like, that's their entire diet.
Hot Pockets.
If you look into the works of Tesla and stuff, microwaves are not that's not any kind of reverse engineer shit. And actually, radar isn't either. Radar, like, there's one theory that goes around that's saying that whole Roswell crash wasn't actually a crash. It was we figured out that we could use Tesla's radar shit as a weapon against these UFOs, and we shot that bitch down. And there's, if you go deep into the history of like Tesla's mysterious death, oddly enough, the person who was told to go collect his books and all his works was Donald Trump's uncle.
What?
Yep.
Yeah. He went for the FBI, and then he went back and told him that there wasn't nothing to be found.
Hey, there was like apparently like 80 or some shit. Now there's like 12. Like, I don't know the numbers offhand, but it's some shit like that.
Hey, just real quick for y'all knowledge, Percy Spencer is credited as being the inventor of the microwave. Anybody ever heard that name before? Yeah. Exactly. That's why I'm thinking that's some government shit that they came up with to make money, but they just credited to some idiot because they didn't want to.
Microwave. It's like Alexa said. It's too primitive. That was man-made.
I made that in a girl.
No,
I mean it was man-made, but that reverse technology is pretty much it's a crapshoot because you don't know what you're going to end up with in a lot of ways compared to what they have. You could literally you could not realize what the original intent for the device was. You could only understand certain components. You could, if somebody more primitive than us got a hold of the car, the only thing they might be able to reverse engineer could be the water pump. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like trying to put it in a way that we could make sense backwards from what we have. But
I see your point there, but I mean, as far as all the shit that I've come across and everything, the mostly attributed things to UFO, like re-engineering and shit. We got quite a few not spacecrafts, but our stealth bombers and shit, night vision, fiber optics. There's something to do with the internet. I don't remember exactly what it was. And there's some other kind of here's and there's, but it wasn't any like the microwave and the radar was our primitive shit to try to get at them.
I mean, it's just crazy to me. Everybody know who invented the telephone. Everybody know who invented the light bulb. It's in everybody's house. Nobody knows who invented the microwave, and it's also in everybody's house.
Don't know.
Who invented peanut butter? George Washington Carver, motherfucker. What the hell?
I'm talking about technology.
Hey, that was technology back then.
And I'm not talking about a delicious dish. I'm not talking about a delicious.
We got this nasty ass butter all the time. That's technology right there. What Georgie over there making? Hey,
according to a lot of the big UFO whistleblowers and whatnot, they talk about like Area 51 and things like that, and where the reverse engineering is going down. And they say it's so compartmentalized, you don't even know what you're working on. Yeah. You're working on a very specific bit of a propulsion. Supposedly, there's somewhere between 7 and 9 different alien craft parked there. Supposedly, there's this, you know, it's all hearsay and conjecture.
Do any of you know who Bob Lazar is?
Oh yeah,
the most controversial guy in all of ufology.
Do you know who Mr. Bigelow is in Bigelow Industries? That's bigger than Bob Lazar.
Like from Deuce Bigelow?
No. The way his fortune started off with, his parents supposedly had this small hotel chain, almost like Bates Motelish type deal. And one day they was leaving and they had a UFO sighting. But all they said was they had a sighting and they had a lapse of time. Well, right after that, supposedly the dad got a lot of friends in different companies and they became billionaires out of nowhere. So the kid picked up on the money inherited. Now, Bigelow Industries not only bought Skinwalker Ranch, they pretty much bought out MUFON. Supposedly, according to his buddies in Skunk Works, they already did the whole floating, like, so whatever livable thing out in space. He's preparing for something. This was like, I'd say 6 years ago when I came across this, but Bigelow Industries is still dealing with all that. And for a good long time, like if you had a UFO sighting, you would have to call like your nearest reserve base or some shit. Well, a lot of that got sent straight to Bigelow Industries for some reason. Like,
I was that a big man got Bam Bam Bigelow. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I don't know what language.
Look up in that Bigelow.
Yeah, look up Bigelow. I forget what the fuck his first name was, but he's a weird looking. He's a skinny dude with a big head. But his
are you
dude,
suggesting this Bigelow character is an alien?
No. I'm suggesting this Bigelow character
with a big head. That's fucking provocative.
You ever look at
maybe he's provocative.
Do you know how many people just walk into the woods and just are never seen again?
Yeah, and the government don't look for you.
To the national park.
There's a lot of
people. You disappear in a national park, the government don't come and see. Like, you're fucked.
And it gets higher every year. It's
true
right now.
Look at that. Bigelow Aerospace. That's what I was talking about.
Every year.
But yeah, how many do you know offhand?
Huh?
How many people disappear in state park, national parks? Do you know offhand?
I did a show on this like a couple years ago, but it's a lot.
That makes you sick to your stomach when you hear it. It's not like 12 or 6 or 5.
Yeah. It was either on Netflix or Amazon. There was a documentary about that.
Yeah, I watched it. I guarantee it. I'd
like to know what's going on in that Japanese fucking forest. Like they call it the suicide forest.
They call the suicide forest.
Yeah, they don't know if that's aliens or demons or magnetic fields or what the fuck's going on.
And that's where they choose to go because it's a peaceful place.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking people going in that bitch.
Yeah, it sure is.
Peacefully die.
Not black people.
It is weird.
No, they're all orange over there.
Yeah, not black. Black people don't fuck with the forest. Not really.
But I know a lot of black folks that go hunting and all that shit.
Rob. I know exactly what you're talking about. This cat,
I don't agree.
We not. Hey, it might be 1 or 2.
My dude, the one's a Marine, man. He knows all that shit.
The closest thing you're going to get to a black Bear Grylls is if there's like a Navy SEAL that's a black cat.
There you go.
He's got that stuff going on, but that's only.
I wouldn't call my dude Tawan a Bear Grylls, but he knows how to survive. I mean, he was a Marine. He knows how to survive in the outdoors, and he was a hunter and fisher and stuff.
When I was growing up in the hood, we were scared enough of going around the corner, let alone a goddamn forest. We don't go to the forest or the ocean.
See, the ocean, I know black folks don't go near the ocean for shit.
Why would
Fuck
you?
the ocean? Why?
Why? Hey, I want to open my eyes underwater and it burns. Fuck it, I'll get a pool. I'm gonna go out back and
I'm a tropical people, so you know I get drawn to the water here and there.
Who are you? Wait.
Well, you're from Youngstown. You ain't a tropical people. Shut up.
I gotta use that Puerto Rican shit. So
Who are your people, Marco?
the Taino tribe.
I can't tell by looking at you. I don't see color.
Oh,
Adjust your contrast.
So back to the UFOs.
Yeah.
Has anyone heard, or does anyone fall back on a particular UFO story that they've heard and that they like and that they think is the most credible? Like, do you have your own story by chance? If not, what is your most favorable, your favorite credible source of a UFO story?
I have something.
All right.
Well, for one, there's and this is kind of gonna. Oh man, of course now I have the train.
That's you with the train.
It's always me.
I thought I was the one getting trains ran on.
Well, that's why I called your name out last time I heard it.
Your OnlyFans. That's a different stream.
Yeah, a different stream.
Yeah. Oh, it should be done honking, I guess. But so there's a lot of story here. Can you guys hear the train?
No, it's done.
Okay.
Hear my train coming.
So there's a book, an alleged document that you can get. It's called the Blue Planet Project. And it's essentially you could look it up. I'm not going to read the preface verbatim or anything, but it's essentially the alleged documentation and cataloging from a federal operative of some kind of all the interactions and information that we have on the different species that have interacted with us or been to Earth, etc. Whatever it is we have. And it's got a lot of shit in it talking about, I mean, like you just name it. It talks about the different races, talks about different bases. It talks about things that, you know, markings that you might find. And like, there's a lot of different things in it. And
who wrote it?
Particular part, huh?
Who wrote it?
It's like a compilation of documents.
Nobody owns credit to it. Nobody's
It's just a compendium.
Yeah, nobody will claim credit to it, so it's public domain. So you can buy it.
It's like that Russian thing I was telling you about.
But there's so basically my first sighting when I was a child, I actually ended up writing off as like I thought I seen something and I didn't, because I was like 4 or 5, like I was young. And I seen this small like orange disc like stop, hover for a second and fly off. It was maybe 2-3 feet in diameter. It was probably about 15-16 feet in the air. You know, height kind of hard for me to say. I mean, I was like, 4 or 5. So I mean, like, forgive me on, like it was.
It looked like a big kite to you.
I could see it close enough to know it wasn't huge. You know what I mean? It wasn't far enough away for me to be like,
that's what
she
said.
Could be anything. I could see it closely, but at any rate, that was my first sighting, and I'd only ever told a few people about it because, like, even by the time I was like 10 or something like that, I'd even kind of wrote it off as like, I didn't see anything. But then about 8 years ago or so, I ended up getting a whole hearing about the Blue Planet Project, and I downloaded it, and I had a few copies printed, like whatever, it's public domain. And there's a paragraph in it when they're talking about reverse engineer technology and testing and whatnot. And it talks about when they're testing some of the reverse engineered tech, that they send out upwards of 3 small orange discs to survey an area before they do it. And like, when I read that shit, like I like fucking, like, it was one of those like lost, you know what I mean? Like I just was chills up and down, like, whoa. And it was weird. I told my mom about the book, and I hadn't got to that part about it. And she was like, And then she brought up, she was in the kitchen that day. I was walking up the road from her house. She said she's seen it too. She brought it up independently of me bringing it up at all. Like I didn't bring it up. I started to just talk about the book that I got, and she jumped to that. And that was I was just like,
confirmed that story from you.
Yeah, I mean that's what it felt like to me.
Well, there's a lot of UFO like abductees and stuff like that who say that it happens a lot in their families. Like if it happened to them, it probably happened to one of their parents, or it'll probably happen to their kids. There was one dude somewhere in Europe. I forget what his name was.
If you have the blood for it.
There was one dude in Europe, like he said, he's been talking to a particular race of aliens for years since he was a little kid, and like he has like supposed videos of these, energy balls or whatever, and all this. There was a documentary on him on Netflix too. But I mean that's what it said. And you keep laughing. You up in there, come home with your ass hurting one night and don't know what the hell happened. I should have listened to the white guy. What the hell?
Aliens ain't fucking with black people. Richard Pryor said a long time ago, aliens ain't gonna come to no black neighborhood because we'll take his shit.
That or they're just bad bargaining chips. Imagine an alien called Trump. We got a couple of black folks. Click. Hello?
Or those aliens are from left before the last ice age.
What about
they would take their shit and be like, how much is petrol? The only story that I felt like was kind of real was that Travis Walton one. They made a movie Fire in the Sky about it.
Yeah. They still try to get at that dude, but he failed lie detector tests, like a couple of them.
Yeah, but that's the only one that I've ever seen, and I was like, yeah, that shit.
He seemed like, he looked like he had something put in his ass. I mean, like I seen the movie, and the movie does not portray that man, the look of penetration in that man's face. You see the interviews of him, and then he gets that distant look in his eye, like maybe like he took a liking to one of them, like that. And then they found him a week later, like fucking 10 miles down the road or some shit, booty ass naked.
Yeah,
his boys just left him. Didn't even tell nobody. It was like, maybe he just wasn't here. We was high all day.
Now, Marco, you study this shit. So have you ever known a black person to say they were kidnapped by aliens?
Yeah, there's all races have done it.
Serious?
Yeah. The big major ones that people don't really hear too much about is over in the litter box. Over in like Saudi Arabia and all that, Iraq, Iran, all over there. There's a lot of UFO activities, and then a lot of conspiracy. I mean, from even Russia, like supposedly, if you look at Russian conspiracies, the reason why Putin goes into Syria constantly, like Putin supposedly has a hard on for aliens, good ones, bad ones, or whatever. And he tries to kill them whether they're good or bad. So he went
Russians have no interest in aliens.
The only black person
make this clear.
The only black person that will ever say that they were kidnapped by aliens is the one that's trying to explain why they missed work for the last 3 days and didn't call in.
That's what Kanye West is going to be talking about next year.
It's going to be a Jussie Smollett thing. The aliens came down and took me. They probed me.
They just let me go last week.
There's this like philosophical like thought experiment. I was watching this YouTube video. It's like somewhat unrelated but related. It's about like the race as like a social construct. So like if aliens came here, do you think they would? How would they divide us up? Because like
them ants,
delicious and not delicious.
No, like they were saying like, or something would make more sense for them to like divide us up by like hair color or something.
Would that be like, well, maybe like Puerto Ricans taste like rice and beans, black folks taste like ribs, white folks taste like cabbage or something, or mayonnaise.
Why do we gotta get cabbage? Fuck you.
Yeah, white people don't taste that good.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they gonna take us by taste. They ain't gonna take the Mexican ones that gives them heartburn or mud butt.
don't know. Maybe you need to read. There's a book you need to read. I think it's called A Modest Proposal.
I've seen Indecent Proposal. We're good.
No, not in.
You keep your money.
Something completely different, buddy.
What if
What's
like all
proposal?
I think that's what it's called.
What is
No,
it?
she does bring up a good point. Like if you weren't from this planet,
I'll give you the. Let her.
if you weren't from this planet and you came to this planet, how would you divide people up? You know what I mean? So that is a really good point because we divide ourselves up over shit all the time. You know,
well, that's just saying if they would want to divide us.
North, south.
I think it'd be more male female than anything else.
Maybe I would get like my own like I would get my own cast then, I guess.
See, that's the one thing, and not to be rude, but that's the one. Like in nature itself, like every other animal like takes out their oddities in their species. So if aliens came down and seen like it's just like earlier, you can't be the first one. We're all fucked. There'll be a handful of trannies living on Earth, and the rest of us are dead because we're mutated somehow.
No, what if I'm actually an alien and this whole time my willy has just been like a probe and I was just sent here to collect samples?
Then you couldn't be taking it in the ass.
Really deep. That's really a philosophical argument you have there.
Or a terrible B movie.
I always wonder about that because if you've been abducted and you run into sleepers, they're like, I've seen him before.
See, I would think John be more alien than you. I don't think aliens is doing the whole transgender thing this year.
It's not in at the moment there.
I identify as a ginger. What of it?
Yeah, but not a transgender. You ain't transforming, motherfucker.
Oh, have you?
So you want to hear what a modest proposal is?
Yes.
It's a book. The full title of Swift's pamphlet is A Modest Proposal for Preventing the Children of Poor People from Being a Burden to their Parents or the country and for making them beneficial to the public. It's essentially about eating your kids if you're poor in a lot of ways.
What the fuck?
What, they translated some Amazon shit? I mean, they're still doing that in the forest.
Somebody just had a banner up that said, "Are you an alien?" What was that? Who had that up?
Wasn't me.
Are you an alien?
Alexa.
Anybody watch any of them like them videos of the newscasters and see their eyes change?
Nobody watches that shit, Mark.
Dude, I've seen it myself a couple times,
Mark,
and
when you bring a video up, then nobody else has seen that shit.
I've seen a couple of these ones. They're weird and they're not very convincing to me.
Well, see, the ones that I saw, like I watched a bunch of them, and I'm the same way. That shit looks like it's all digital. It's never clear.
That was the end of the howling.
I was doing some music for the cheerleaders. I was cutting a CD for them. And I happened to have some congressman who was on fucking YouTube just playing, just random. And I happened to look over and I'm like, what the fuck? And I totally blew it off. And then my son and I, maybe, I don't know, 6-7 months later, we're talking about, just the bullshit of the reptilians, because that's the one that I hate. That conspiracy I fucking can't stand. And I told him about, how I seen the eye shift on this dude. And I'm like, I don't know. This wasn't supposed to be one of them videos. So he just Googled. He was like, congressman who's a reptilian, and that motherfucker popped up. Like I don't know if he got that shit constantly going on, and it's just his cameraman sucks or whatever. But that was not a reptilian video. That was just some Congress video. And my son just randomly was like, "Hey Google," because we ain't got Alexa. He ain't bougie like that. But yeah, I mean that shit came up. Look, my fucking Google just popped up.
This is amazing to me. This conversation is amazing to me that white people have to dream up shit to worry about.
I'm a minority too, just like you.
I got enough shit to worry about than whether or not the damn weatherman's eyes changed on the news.
I don't look for it, but when you see all of a sudden like that day when I had the titties behind me. It was just nobody noticed it. All of a sudden, there was titties behind me. Well, fuck, there was titties behind him.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Nobody wanted to see that shit. I wasn't looking for no lizard eyes. Yeah, I don't believe that shit.
If anybody African-American is watching this, I'm going to speak up for you right now. We really don't give a fuck.
Oh, dude. If you look into like real deal African mythologies and you talk, like hear some of the interviews with like some of the tribes people, man, the alien stories that they got some real deal shit like
that happened 5,000 years ago, right?
that happened recently.
Ah,
Well, I was watching.
I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I was watching this video about like uncontacted tribes in like the Amazon. I feel like they would know a lot about aliens and stuff, especially where it was. Because I mean, I think you were saying earlier, like the Mayans and stuff.
Some of the Mayan palaces, and I mean, remember the Mel
these
Gibson
motherfuckers don't
movie?
have books. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's not go past this. An undiscovered tribe in the jungle doesn't have books. How do they remember shit? From just
they pass it along. That's something that we lost.
Right, they're passing
and the Native
shit
Americans still do. Still have. we lost that as a society.
It's amazing.
You look into it, you know, as far as a cultural thing or whatever, you know, the Native Americans are the last few. I mean, you could ask Jesse that, you know, still
they're
purple,
passing along their stories, but they also get high off bat shit every weekend.
Literal. We got Jerome down the street with fucking Jose smoking crack and meth. They passing alien stories too. I mean,
I love how we go to Australia and pick up an Aborigine, and he say, "Oh, sun god, aliens come from sun god," and blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh wow, aliens must have visited the Earth. Meanwhile, this motherfucker's over here naked, smoking weed out of a didgeridoo.
He's gonna fuck around and wake up.
He's got it figured out. I want to be that guy.
Huh?
That's because he's got it figured out. I want to be that guy, just butt naked, smoking weed and playing the didgeridoo. That's
Native Americans said that they survived, like their ancestors survived, like a lot of catastrophes.
Do it later.
He probably goes back to his tribe and be like, the white people believe that shit I told them.
Well, let's go back to what Alexa was saying about the South American tribes, because she had a point with the Mayans. Remember the Mel Gibson movie Apocalypto? It really depicted. I mean, they really did build.
Like tricked him to put the hot shit on his dick.
But they built those palaces and they built those things that were just so far advanced of their culture. I mean, it makes sense that they could have been worshiping. And same with the Mayans. A lot of that stuff down in Mexico.
Yeah. The Incas too, and all the other tribes, like all the other tribes, and actually it all, you know, that's why a lot of people, you know, going back to the whole boat thing, you know, think that black folks was brought here on a boat. No, black folks came here on their own. There was kings and queens from Egypt that came up to South America, and they brought it along because they, again, from the Sand people, they got the most. Sumerian texts say that the origin of man was in Iraq. It was it was Sumer. It went from to Sumer and then, you know, Iraq or whatever the hell. But that's where Enki and Lil and, you know, in the Sumerian text, you know, that's where we were created. And right there, you know, we got Africa, we got we got all the other sand people there. I mean,
is he talking about?
I love how in the comedy festival.
What?
In a comedy festival about a year ago, I seen a comic from China, and she was like, she loves how when people goes to like Greek or Rome, they're like, oh wow, look what white people built. But then they go to the pyramids and be like, oh wow, look what aliens built.
Hey, but you know, you want to know what's funny though? They don't know who built the pyramids, but they know the Mexicans built the fucking ones down in Mexico, the Mayan pyramids and all that shit. There's no doubt that the Mexicans built them ones.
Yeah,
they still had the receipts from the fucking Home Depot.
All praise.
Mike, this is your topic. Where you at?
Hey man, I'm just listening to you guys make magic. Marco's pulling some real bullshit out of his ass. I like what you had to say though. Like, look what aliens built versus look at this. What do you think about the ancient astronaut theory and all that? These ancient structures.
I got one
and
of
all
the
that.
carvings.
No. By simple mathematics and knowing arc degrees and such like that, the ancient Egyptians knew the circumference of the Earth. Yeah. The pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza, is built on the geographic center of the landmass of the Earth, and that's strange. No.
Yeah.
No,
and it lines up with Orion.
they align perfectly with Orion's belt. Now, are these just a series of coincidences, or is this some ancient for real mathematical?
No, that's for real shit. This planet is 400 million years old, or 4 billion years old, I think.
Thank you.
And to
according
think
to
that
Catholics, isn't it like 5,000
years? Yeah, to think in the last
billions and billions.
To think in the last 4,000 years, we know everything it is to know about this planet is ridiculous, because there's so much shit that we haven't even found yet. If Antarctica was unthawed, there's some shit under Antarctica that they have.
Yeah, that's crazy shit.
How about
there.
that great big hole
Yeah,
in
the
Antarctica?
thing.
Yeah, exactly. There's all kind of shit on this planet we don't even know yet, and
we know
think
more about space than our oceans, dude. That's another weird thing.
We think we know more about space.
They're still discovering species. They're still discovering species on this planet. Like, we don't know what the fuck that is. That's brand new.
We know a lot about.
That's a heffalumpa.
It's crazy. What are we gonna call that? Alexa? I don't know.
Well, in the ocean, they say that they haven't even explored up to 15% of the entire ocean.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I mean, in the Mariana Trench, they're still trying to figure out how they pull out organisms from the Mariana Trench.
A 2-car garage and always
it's so hard.
It's like running
for people to be surviving down there that they can't understand with all that pressure how these fucking animals they're called extremophiles. You
do bring up a good
video
point
today. I saw a video today on MSN. It showed a rare deep sea squid at like 2,800 feet, video recorded for the first time. It was kind of cool.
Was it inside a Chinese girl?
No, it wasn't. They have technology now where they can scan the forest with like radio waves to see what's there. And they've discovered that some of the pyramids that they found in South America was just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's like
so much shit underwater. It's insane.
There's like huge cities buried under the Amazon that are the size of New York. Like one of them, one of the videos I saw said that there's a city there the size of New York. They haven't even begun to unearth yet. You know what I mean? So
there's ones underwater around China.
Utter lack of surprise.
Yeah, exactly. This planet is old.
I wonder if you can.
This planet is really old. For people to think that they know everything, they fucking fooling themselves.
Right.
I wonder if you could order a replica of one of those underwater cities from Amazon.
I'm sure you can, because there's a couple of them, man. There's actually one of Crystal. There's like I thought that was bullshit, but there's a Crystal City.
Amazon Atlantis.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
And there's these lizard people called slee stacks that live in the land of the law.
I was thinking of that.
Will
A
and
lot
Holly
of
told me
lizard
about.
people stories are accompanied with tales of they being
the reptilians call themselves Lacerdas.
Hollow Earth theory and all that follows along with those reptiles in a lot of cases.
A lot of There's another one. Like there's supposedly these other aliens that have a connection with the Tibetan like people or whatever, but somehow it goes through Earth to Mount Shasta, and these same like beings are in Mount Shasta, and they're like got kind of a weird, almost like
Mount Fago.
No, Mount Shasta's in California, dude.
Yeah, Shasta's from California. I've drank it. It's good.
Dicks.
All I want to know if aliens come down is are they fine and are they trying to take my job?
I love hearing people say if.
There you go. They took our jobs.
Took our jobs.
What if aliens are a lot like lazier than us though? Because we always say like aliens are so advanced and stuff. What if they've advanced to the point that they don't have to work?
Yeah, they're gonna make us try to do all that shit.
They're just sitting around like doing drugs, partying all the time.
Goobacks from South Park.
Well, I said we're not getting the best and the brightest. We're getting the fucking rejects from universities all over the fucking solar system.
Dad gave me a new spaceship. I gotta be. Yeah, let's go to Earth and fuck shit up.
So think about the person that gives plasma to pay rent. That's who's coming here.
They're gonna pick me up a couple of humans. I'm late on rent.
But from space.
What's your? What about? I want to wrap it up. What's your favorite alien movie?
They did a really good one called District. I think it's called District 19.
Yeah, that movie.
District 9.
Is that the one where they put them
District
into?
9.
I ain't get to watch it all, but yeah, that was pretty good.
That one was really cool because it was really realistic as far as like what would happen if an alien ship, and it was like kind of like alien refugees, lightweight. It wasn't like
Yes. I made a comment earlier. That's why I joined the show, to bring that up.
The day
Yeah,
the earth stood still.
Yeah, they put the aliens into refugee camps.
right.
They did.
Yeah,
They're like
they
the
did.
babies
Yeah.
that came to- No, it was a good
it was
movie.
like almost like the Cuban crisis. How they had the Cubans living under the bridge and shit.
Mm.
Like in the beginning of Scarface.
Alexa, what's your favorite alien movie?
Oh goodness. It's that it's like the one that they end up dying of disease at the end.
Signs.
War of the Worlds.
Almost
World.
every one of them.
No, like the aliens don't typically get out to kill us.
Independence Day.
No,
Independence
the one
Day.
where they get like wiped out by like COVID-19, like
Oh, the fourth kind was good. Somebody
Well,
mentioned the fourth kind.
Independence Day, and War of the Worlds.
War of
They
the
got
Worlds.
sick.
War of the Worlds.
I think the best, like, realistic one out of all of it. I mean, I guess it's kind of dated now, so it would go to District 9 the way the world's going. But do you guys remember the movie Alien Nation?
Yeah, that was a TV show. But
They
it
made a
was
series out of it too. Yeah.
Yeah,
movie
but
was
like
really
the original movie was an awesome movie. I mean, it was real. It showed like the coming of the aliens, the negotiations, the people trying to assimilate, and it was like there was racism, but it wasn't like the blacks and whites was like calling these aliens their whatever derogatory name, you know, American or human racism against the aliens, and then like the chicks, there was alien hookers, and they looked just like us. They were just kind of spotted with bigger heads.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that, and they showed them like interacting in the slums and shit, and like the one was a cop. That seemed kind of realistic to me. I mean, above all else, if not that, then I guess your District 9 was the most realistic. But my favorite was the Riddick shows.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch Black and all that.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of them.
Nobody's gonna say Men in Black, I guess, then, huh?
Yeah, it's got that one word. Dude, Men in Black movies matter.
No, that last one with Thor and fucking whatever the fuck her name was. It sucked.
Thor wasn't in Men in Black.
Hemsworth was in Men in Black, and so was the other fucking Asgardian.
Johnny Knoxville.
No, the last one they made.
Johnny
made
Knoxville was in the one before.
Nobody watched.
Yeah, that was Men in Navy Blue.
Yeah, it was Liam Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, and nobody liked it. So
yeah, it was garbage.
Have you ever seen?
How about E.T.?
So you guys know Sean Connery, right?
Who did? Yeah.
Sean
007 died. The original Highlander.
Sean Connery.
There's a movie that he was in. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
There can only be one.
No, not Highlander. Fuck. Zardos. I think it was called Zardos.
Is it an alien movie?
I mean, I
Got
don't
me fucked up on that one.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, I mean, you should see it.
That's a shame, man. I like Sean Connery.
Yeah,
Sean Connery was very good.
For anybody who watched the episode where there's the robot that is that Morty has sex with.
Oh yeah.
You see that episode? The whole thing with the floating heads and that bit and the stuff coming out of the mouths. That's actually taken from the Zardos movie. It's Zardoz. Zardoz.
Wasn't that the dude from like Power Rangers?
What?
Wasn't that the guy from Power Rangers?
No, that was
Zordon.
That was Zordon. Right.
So I didn't get
Brad,
to throw
what's
in
your
my
favorite-
2 cents
What's your favorite
about the
alien movie?
movies. Yeah.
He did.
So if you want some really realistic ones and they're older, Jeff Bridges was in a movie in the 80s called Starman.
I remember that.
It was believable. And then Kevin Spacey from Kaiser Soze. Kevin Spacey was in one several years ago. I can't
Pax.
think of the name.
Pax.
Yeah. No.
What?
K-Pax.
He was in
Yeah.
he was in the mental
K-Pax.
institution.
K-Pax.
And but comedically, Galaxy Quest is one of the funniest alien movies when they came to Earth and
fucking
Any
great.
of you guys remember the brother from outer space?
yes.
Yeah.
That was a great movie. You guys never seen that shit, Rob?
Yeah, I seen it.
The alien came back and they kind of like he got dropped off in the hood and just like he was trying to assimilate and they were just fucking him over something terrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
What you want to say, old guy? I know you got something. You popped in.
That was a great movie.
You're muted. Unmute your mic.
The fun one for me was The Last Starfighter.
I remember that.
I think I remember that.
That's an alien movie.
Yeah, that was a good
It
movie.
was because they recruited video game people.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Okay, I do remember that.
They were
Yeah.
talking recently about doing a revamped version of that.
And then magically, we started training our fucking space or our airplane fighters with video games.
How about Independence Day? The
Independence Day is a fun
Will
watch,
Smith,
but it's so
Independence
bullshit,
Day.
it's not even-
No, of course. Independence Day is the classic. They've
It's a
tried to
fun
redo
watch,
it.
but it's horseshit. We were talking about that earlier.
One of these.
Or how M. Night Shyamalan's Signs with Mel Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
The crop circles. Crop circles.
Yeah.
Okay.
For that, I mean, didn't Scary Movie do a or the Wayans do a parody of that shit?
Yeah.
They did a parody of everything. Are you serious?
The Martin Sheen or Charlie Sheen version, whatever the fuck it was a lot better.
I can't stand them. I'll be honest, I can't stand them dudes movies, man.
They should have went on
That's
Family Feud. It would have been the best episode ever aired.
I think the first two were the best ones, and then the rest of them just went so commercial they went shitty.
How about for alien flicks? They Live.
Oh, that was
Roddy Piper.
Man.
Yeah, that is fucking that.
It gets the
I
magic
actually just
glasses
watched
and
that
they just-
recently.
That's a great flick. The fight.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about a little fun history here. South Park does that episode called Cripple Fight. Where Timmy and Jimmy have that big fight, right? That is a shot-for-shot remake of the fight that David Keith and Roddy Piper have in the movie They Live.
Really?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the sunglasses. He was trying to get the
Remake of
sunglasses
that
on
fight
him.
in the alleyway that they have.
Oh, that's fucked up.
It's priceless.
Yeah, you
Brilliant.
gotta watch it to get it. It's funny. Nobody mentioned Alien, the original Alien.
I
Yes.
almost did, but it's so that's why I was like, it depends on what kind you're talking about. So like my personal favorite in a lot of ways is The Fourth Kind because of the nature of the movie. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna explain it.
Yeah, that was a good
Is
flick.
that the one in
It was
Alaska?
wild, man.
But the one that's like, completely just off, like the Alien franchise has to be my favorite because just in general, it's got the, it's a franchise. Not that they're not all, but it's got so much involved with it. All the video games are good. All the crossover movies are good. All the prequel crap, like it's all just fucking good.
Aliens.
See, y'all are
Aliens.
spoiled.
The
just
second
spoiled.
one.
Because
The second
y'all
one was
looking at
amazing.
Movies, and we had to read books. Back in my day, we read books.
It was radio too.
And Isaac
Yeah, I
Asimov
had to read books,
and Robert Heinlein, and all of them came up.
those pages.
John Carter of Mars was the ish.
That
John
ish.
Carter of Mars
All right.
was written by Edgar Rice Burroughs, who wrote Tarzan.
They tried to
Remember?
I'm breaking up.
Do you old guys? Do you remember Lou Gossett Jr.
Yeah,
as an alien in
book.
Enemy Mine?
Yeah, Enemy
Yes.
Mine. I was gonna mention that one too.
Oh, that
Yes.
was an awesome movie.
Dennis Quaid.
Yes.
When he had him reading that little Bible on his neck.
No,
Yeah,
when he
one
had the
recently.
baby.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
When he had the baby.
Oh.
Right. There was one recently called Annihilation that people really dug.
Oh, that was a great flick.
Yeah,
Australia. It was Australia.
Annihilation.
No, it's got.
The chicks.
No, it's not that. Man, I can't think of the kid's name. He's in the Ant-Man movies. He's his con buddy that tells the stories. Really funny. Not Luis Guzman. God damn it, what's his name? The guy's
from
great,
Annihilation.
Yeah,
That's
he stars in Annihilation, and he's fucking amazing in that flick.
Yeah.
I think he was in another movie that I love called End of Watch. I can't think of the guy's name, though, but he is a terrific actor. Michael Pena, that's it, Michael Pena.
It was a crazy movie that I watched, and I didn't quite know it was an alien movie like till it went towards the end. I thought it was like kind of like a slasher type movie, but this family went into they were driving through the woods, and there was like this big car backup, and like all the people were gone, just like all the doors were open and shit, and all the people were gone. So then all of a sudden their car started acting funny, and it died out. So they start going through the woods, and they meet up with this dude, and they think he's nuts because he's saying there's people coming. You know, he sees these like figures outside his windows and shit, and all this and that. And it ended up being like aliens, and they were pretty much like fishing for people. You know how you gather people in one spot and just suck them all up. So they were getting people jammed up on this highway by this tunnel, while there was a bunch of people. You don't know the name of the movie? No, but I'm sure if you just put a little bit of that into fucking
nobody
Google,
needs to watch it now.
There was a pretty good alien invasion movie. It was Australian in the last year and a half. It came out. It was like an alien version of the movie Red Dawn. Like
What's
the aliens
called?
Actually. I can't think of it right now. Same thing.
Look, we're all fucked up now. It's the end of the show. We're all high, drunk.
You're going to tell us the fucking story, and nobody needs to watch it.
I thought it was Annihilation.
All right, well, then we're telling Halloween stories. These are all made up then.
Star Wars. Nobody said Star Wars. That's probably my favorite alien
that's
movie.
Not an alien movie. That's
Absolutely
an alien political.
Not one person in that
politics movie.
You know what, though? Fuck you.
I love Star Wars, but that's all politics, dude. That's why I love it. And we're not allowed to talk about politics tonight.
Nope,
so Star Wars is null and void on this fucking show.
Nah, it's still an alien movie. Suck it if you don't agree with me.
Yeah, Born in East LA is an alien movie too.
Who's got
it is, but this whole show.
Shut up. It's 2 minutes to end of showtime. This is where we plug our shit. Alexa, what do you got going on?
Oh, well, I am headlining at a show at Angie's Last Call on November 6th. Showtime is at 7. Please come. Please.
You're the headliner?
People there. Yeah, I'm the headliner for that one.
That's awesome, girl. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm super excited. It's in Mansfield, so hopefully I won't do any math, but...
That's awesome. Congratulations.
You will be there. You will be tempted.
That's mad.
The option's always open.
And then I just wanted to plug this open mic. We haven't had that many in the during the pandemic on the west side of Cleveland. So this open mic is on Thursdays. Sign up starts at 7. Starts at 7:30 about. It's at oh my goodness, that is so small. I cannot. Hartfield's Good Grub on Lorraine Avenue in Cleveland, located next to Common Grounds Coffee on the west side of Cleveland.
West Side.
Lo siento, Telemundo.
Yep, and this is me. I'm going to be actually hosting this show at Funny Stop. A couple of my real good friends, Milton Wiley, Lawrence Payne, and Teddy Bruno are actually doing the show, and they asked me to host. And it's been a while since I've been at Funny Stop. So if you guys get a chance, come check me out there December 1st.
Cool. Brad, anything for you?
Nah, man, everything's like shut down here in Pennsylvania, and I'm old, and I'm not ready to go out there yet. I miss it.
Man. How about you, Jonathan Hamill? Anything for you?
Can I take some of your jokes, Dan?
Just borrow them for a little while.
He's gonna take the alien border wall joke.
Well, that is a show then, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody for joining us on a Random Tandem Saturday night. Thanks to each and every one of our guests that we had on here.
Check out Upside Down Studios and check out the Eargasm guys.
Contact was a good one. I liked it. I didn't like the alien at the end. I thought it was a pretty lame alien. But that is our hour. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and thanks for being on, all of our guests. We'll be back on Wednesday for the, what's it called, Rob?
Deep Space.
Deep Space Conversations right here on the Eargasm Comedy Network. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Penetration.
Happy Halloween.